Hello folks, it's Dave here, and today I want to give you my review of this guy. Legacy, Humble Origins, Orion Pax. And in this video I'm going to talk you through my thoughts on this guy, giving some pros and cons on the overall way he looks, his articulation, the accessories that he's packed in with, and then I'm going to transform him off camera to save time and talk to you about his alt mode. So let's get started. And here he is. Now, in bot mode, I think he's really nice looking. He is a remold of the Siege Hound, and there's quite a lot of remold in here, so he does feel fresh and different, and I'm really happy with him. I love the head sculpt on him. I think that's looks enough like Optimus Prime to make him believable as a young Optimus Prime. It doesn't have the faceplate, and it's got a very youthful looking face and looks really good and has quite a lot of character in it. The chest, I really like this. We've got the headlights from the car mode effectively done in this blue to look like the windows on Optimus Prime's chest, which is the front of his truck obviously. I like these little details down the middle, like the three little downward pointing arrows. That looks really cool. And then we've got this silver along here which looks really nice. Bit of grey in the middle. I like that we've got the yellow highlights on the hips there, again reminiscent of Optimus, and then some nice sculpted details on the thighs and the lower legs, and overall he just looks really nice and really convincing as a young Optimus Prime. In terms of negatives, I think they're all around the back really. I think in here we've got a bit of gapping in here, lots of moulded details to make it interesting. But without a bit of paint to bring those out, it doesn't really have the effect. The back of the thigh is just very flat and plain, and there's these gaps in the back of the lower legs. Nothing too egregious, and the fact that it's around the back of him, as always, makes it more acceptable really, because we usually display our bots facing forwards. Overall, I think he looks fantastic, and I think he's probably, for me, for my taste, the best Orion Pax toy we've ever got. A more convincing young Optimus Prime than the actual Orion Pax from the cartoon, in my opinion. And yeah, very, very good. So let's move on and have a look at his articulation. Starting off, his head can turn side to side, as you would expect. He does also have a little bit of tilt from side to side and a little bit of nod up and down. Would be nice to get a bit more range on that, but there's enough there to just give him a little bit of personality and character when you're posing him, and I do appreciate that. The arms will turn all the way around, go up to the side, and have a swivel, which is just slightly tight on mine, but not bad at all. He's got the elbow bend, he's got the wrist swivels, he's got a waist, and the legs will go a nice range backwards and forwards, as well as up to the side. He does have a swivel inside the thigh there. I think the range on that's a little bit limited perhaps compared to some other recent figures I've got, but it's enough that you can get him into some good poses, and his knee will go really deep because of the gap in the back of the leg, which, as I say, is not super attractive, but it does actually help out with his posing in that respect. And then he's got a good deep ankle tilt as well. Whoop, just popped unpegged there. And his toes can go up slightly as well, which doesn't make a huge difference necessarily, but can help out slightly with some poses maybe. So overall, very good range of articulation. Does have the wrist, does have the waist, and those are the two things that aren't always guaranteed really. The rest feels fairly standard. So in terms of his accessories then, he comes with what we got with Hound first of all, which is the gun that has the side that pops off and makes a little canister that can go on the back of the car mode. And overall, this is a nice looking little gun. With some nice sculpted in details. All in black, but it works just fine. And it looks good in his hand, but I actually like to pop it up on the shoulder here, just to do something a little bit different. and have him posed like that. The other accessory that he comes with that wasn't with Hound is this really nice axe with the orange blades. I think that just looks awesome. Some moulded in kind of mechanical details there. And he looks just incredible, really, brandishing this and wielding it to go into battle against his enemies. That's yeah, that's a really awesome accessory. I do love that. So that's those. Now let's get this guy transformed up, and I'm going to come back and talk to you about his alt mode. I'll see you in a minute, guys. Okay folks, I'm back, and here we have Orion Pax in his alt mode. There's a lot here that is reminiscent of the Siege Hound, of course, but we've got the remoulded parts, and particularly the front end is looking a lot different. And I think he looks really cool. Again, those blue lights at the front with the silver on there looking really nice. The blue in there on the window as well, and it's got this sort of shape to it where it juts out. Obviously intended to look Cybertronian, if you like, and I think that works. And from the side here, the wheels look really nice with some silver detail, silver paint, and some nice detailed patterns in there. They look really cool. Round the back there is a gap underneath here, which is not ideal, but I can live with it. And then if I grab that little accessory from earlier there, that little canister, that pops on the back there, and that looks nice. Some nice details along the back here. You look inside, you can see some little details in there as well. It's not perfect, but it does the job, it's okay. And yeah, I think he looks really good all the way around. If you want to see underneath, you can see his head poking out. He does have his arms just hanging out underneath the car mode, which again is one of those things that's not ideal. It's not super noticeable if you just have him standing there in his car mode. And I do think overall this is a really nice looking vehicle mode. I'm really happy with it. And yeah, I think this Orion Pax is a very, very good toy, and I would recommend getting hold of this if you can. I picked this up on its own, separate from the 2-pack, managed to find it on Vinted. I wasn't interested in the Shockwave, so whether you are or you aren't interested in both of them, if you want to just try and get him on his own, he's cool, and I would recommend him. Really good use of that Siege Hound mould, which I already loved, with some good remoulding to make him his own character. Looks like a really fantastic young interpretation of Optimus Prime, and yeah, really good. So I would get him, and yeah, very good. So thank you for watching, as always guys. I do appreciate it, and I will see you again soon for another review. Thanks a lot guys, take care, bye bye.